Alright, so I'm just gonna go on a little rant. It was so much fun to do. So, I went to see 21 Pilots on Tuesday evening here in Raleigh at the PNC Arena with my friend Erica. It was super awesome. It was a birthday present I gave to myself because I think I was watching some of the new music videos, and now a thing that YouTube does is below the music video where they kind of put like the sources of things. If that band is going on tour, they put the tour dates down there. Like, this is genius advertising, because I immediately was like, fuck. What? What? Like, I haven't been to that many concerts, and they've mostly been to groups that someone has taken me to. It was like a friend is asking me to go. So this was very different. This was my conscious choice, and this, let me tell you, up until last year, there were two groups where I had all of their music. 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco. And then Trench came out, and whatever new Panic album came out. They came out vaguely around the same time for me because I was like neck deep in K-pop, so I didn't realize it. And I downloaded them both at the same time. Trench was a fucking masterpiece. I don't even remember the name of the Panic album, but it kind of sucked. Sorry, Brendan. Oh my god. So that's kind of the history. Like, it's funny, the first time I listened to some of the songs off Trench, I was a little put off. I was a little, like, confused. Maybe because because most of the music that I'd been listening to that past year had been K-pop. I put the album on repeat, like, on YouTube, like a playlist, while I was doing something else, reading or doing something, and after a while it kind of clicked. I guess, like, I understood the mood, and then I went back and I listened to all of the songs when I bought them. And they were longer versions than the part on YouTube, the versions on YouTube where it was super cool, like in the Bandito on YouTube, I think they didn't have that great instrumental, like 3/4 of the way through, that I love to pieces, that I, both times in the concert, but both concerts, I filmed it. Anyway, the thing is, I went the first night, I was blown out of the fucking atmosphere, okay? Oh my god, this is one of the reasons I wanted to kind of do this video, because it was amazing. They mean so much to me. Their lyrics, their music is just all so good. Okay, so kind of spoilers for the concert. If you're going to see the Banditos tour on you, I feel like there's a few moments that I feel like you should be able to experience for yourself. The rest of the video is basically just gonna be me talking about the concerts, so if you don't want to get spoiled, I'm sorry. Bookmark this video for later. Anyway, so we start out with a bang. There's a car on fire on the stage, a la Heavy Dirty Soul. And then, I think the second or third song, it would behoove me to know the names of the songs, but I haven't done the research, I just wanted to rant about it. The second or third song, so they're like both in their kind of blurry face ski masks. At least I think that's from Blurry Face. Don't kill me if I got it wrong, my memory sucks. Just, you know, being awesome, dancing around stage, then the car goes down at some point, I think in the second song, and there's just like a little pit, and Tyler's just like frolicking around the stage. There's several points in which he gets up on the piano and jumps off the piano, and at first I was a little bit cringy because I'm very much like protective over musical instruments, but it was just so adorable that I just thought it was really cute. Anyway, so he's like going around the stage, and he ends up with his back to the pit in the stage. And my immediate reaction is like, he's gonna like backflip into the pit or something. He's gonna like jump into the pit. He falls into the pit halfway through the song. Shows up like 2 stories up in like the highest part of the stadium. So I was like, wait, so that wasn't him the entire time singing this, the first 1.5 songs? Like, yep, that's him. Resident drama queen. It was amazing. That's a big thing about this concert, is that you could feel it. Like, he talked to us a lot. There was so much audience participation. I'm pretty sure there wasn't even one song where he didn't let us sing part of it. You could really tell how much this meant to him and how much we meant to him. And I'm probably gonna start crying at some point in this video, so fair warning. For example, We Don't Believe What's on TV was, I think, the perfect place to start out with his whole audience kind of participation. Started it with a bang, because he gave us a little pep talk. And hopefully I got that on video too.
Tex here is from here, right here in Raleigh. He's been telling me a lot about you guys. We'll see. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo, buddy. Hands up, hands up. I don't care what's in your head. I just wanna know what's on your mind. Used to say you wanted time for me, but because of you, I think 1, 2, 3.
God, you could tell that the entire concert was built around how much they could interact with us. And I haven't been to that many concerts, like I said. I can't remember very much about the Florence or especially the Florence. The Florence one was in high school, so that was over 6 years ago. The neighborhood one was in college, and it was in a pretty small venue, and I feel like it was just like a regular concert. The only thing I could sort of compare it to was I went to go see BTS with my best friend in New Jersey a month or so ago. And I feel like K-pop concerts a little bit lend themselves to audience participation just because of the fan chant factor, but this was completely different. This is like, they just went through and they were like, okay, so what are the kind of refrains and little phrases that get repeated that are very easy to pick up and the audience can pick up, and they just let us sing them.
I just want to stay in the sun where I find pieces of peace in the sun's peace of mind.
A really high standard for concerts now, because I'm just like, they love us so much. Like, oh my god, I don't know what else I'm going to be able to see in the future. I don't know if there's anyone else I'm quite as passionate about, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to compare this to anything, really, which is fine with me. I ended up going twice. So, I went the first time, I had a mind-blowing experience. And then I had to go to work. I was at work for my birthday. So this was pre-birthday, and then the next day I got up and I went to work. And I was on cloud 9. Like, I had like a 7-hour shift. It passed so fucking fast. Anyway, somewhere around hour 2, my brain was like, we gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. It's our birthday. We gotta do it again. Wouldn't that be a great story to tell? Kind of like my neighborhood story, because I feel like that's funny, because we drove up to DC on a school night and got back at 3 a.m. with me and my friend and found the cutest little tea shop because we didn't want to watch the fronter. If I'm calling that the wrong thing, also forgive me because I'm very... My brain is going in 300 different directions right now. What was I saying? Yes, anyway. So at my break, I've already been kind of looking up and I'd be like, okay, so where's the next concert? Can I make it in any way to another concert before they leave the US or before they leave my general vicinity? And then there was on the page it said concerts near you and it said Charlotte tonight. And I was like, I'm not sure about that. Let's look at the others. Texas, Tennessee, Louisiana, Florida. Nah, man, I'm not going to be able to make it. Like, my hopes rose a little bit at Tennessee, and then I remembered that North Carolina is fucking huge, and so is Tennessee, so it's literally 10 hours away. Pretty much as far from here as, like, Texas, or possibly Florida. Either way. So I was just, like, logistically thinking, can I do this? When does, so my work, so we close at 6. And then it takes about half an hour for us to close and get everything packed. So that would be 6:30. The concert technically starts at 7. In Raleigh, they didn't actually go on until closer to 9. And I was like, okay, so it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes to Charlotte. So if I leave at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, I should be able to get there by 9. And so hopefully I wouldn't have missed too much. And then I decided I wanted to go buy this. Because the first night I just kind of dressed up. I didn't think about any of this at all, but when Erica and I got to the stadium, we saw these people dressed up and with like their cool like kerchiefs and all of the themed stuff. And I was just like, God damn, I should have thought about this. And so the second time I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I just put the two strips on my shoulders while I was walking from the parking to the venue because I was just like, I have no time. I just need to go. I just need to grab my shit and go so I can be there in time. So I had a lot of fun. Funny thing, I don't know if you can tell, but this is a Panic at the Disco shirt. It's a shirt my best friend got me actually at a concert. It's super cool, but it's literally the only shirt I have that would fit. It's got like the cool, I'll show you. Here it is the right way. Okay, so I grabbed some food and I'm off. And then it starts raining. This is like I said, a 2-hour drive. It was fine. It was just a little rain and I was just kind of like, well, this is a bummer. It starts pouring. So I'm driving like, I'm just gonna say I'm driving above the speed limit in pouring rain. And then, like half an hour into the pouring rain, my GPS just turns off. Like my phone is like, we can't find the GPS. What? I've never had, I don't think I've ever had this happen to me. And I was like, this is okay. And then, I missed the exit. Because of course I did. Because I was trying to keep an eye on the directions, written directions, and not like visual ones with like the nice handy arrows and everything. I'm talking to my best friend on the phone right now. Thankfully she called and I was just kind of like, I'm anxious. I've been a bit anxious and I've been trying to hold it down. Cause yeah, at work too, at some point when I got past my general anticipation and just kind of excitement, when I finally did decide and bought the tickets on my break, because I talked to so many people before that, I was like, advice, please tell me. And then the manager next door, she's such a sweetheart, I love her so much, she was just kind of like, you were telling me about this concert earlier today, and you started tearing up. Like, this means a lot to you. It's your birthday. Fucking go for it. And I was like, okay, I'm doing it. And then like 2 hours later, my anxiety kicks in. I'm like, oh God. Oh God, something's gonna go wrong. Oh God, I'm gonna be late and it's gonna be horrible. Even though rationally, I already made the decision. I was like, I know I'm going to be late. And I still decided it was worth it because it was amazing. And I wanted to feel that again. I wanted to be there again. This is a little silly. I'm sorry, this is left over from this stuff, and I just stuck it on my face and then forgot about it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so then I finally made it to the center. And I was like, okay, shit, I gotta find parking. Because the PNC Arena has its own parking, and it's kind of in its own place, so it's pretty clear. This was not. I was like, okay, so this is why the GPS was trying to ask me if I wanted to be directed to a parking lot instead of the actual center. And I did not pay attention to it because I was in a rush. We got this. I'm not too late. So I parked, I went across the street, immediately remembered that I'd forgot to pay for my parking, went back, and then hightailed it to the arena or whatever, the fucking building where they were playing. All while talking to my best friend on the phone, which is like, she's a fucking miracle. And I'm so glad I was able to talk to her, because it really kept me from freaking out further. And then when I got there, all the doors were closed and there were people inside, you know, by the security thingies or whatever. Someone thankfully saw me and told me to kind of go into one of the doors, and they didn't even like look in my bag or anything because, you know, the concert was already on. I could hear it going on. And there was this nice older lady who helped me find wherever it is I was supposed to go. I sat down and I've thought about this moment afterwards, and I've thought about how I felt during the second concert. So the first concert had all this anticipation, and it was great. It was such a rush, honestly. In comparison, the second one, I wrote this down. I immediately felt at home. I just felt content, like I belonged. Like that's the only way I was able to classify it later, because there was no heightened feeling, and I was a little bit confused about that until I kind of remembered I just felt comfortable. It just felt right. It just felt like I'd gone back somewhere that made me very happy. And it really did make me very happy. And that was a kind of a quieter, I came in a quieter part of the concert where he kind of told us like, hey guys, you can sit down. And then after a few songs, you know, he told us to stand back up. Anyway, it was sweet.
All right. If you would, back on your feet, my friends.
They did Smithereens, they did Bandito on that second stage. I'm sure there were some other songs that I've forgotten. But both of them had this great kind of light show aspect going on, because both times I was closer to the first stage. And so the second stage was a little bit further away, and so it was more of I kind of paid more attention to like the lights and less to the screens, because the screens were still back here. Back here. I think both times I filmed that instrumental for Bandito because I just love that part. There are a few songs where just the instrumental part that I'm obsessed with. I am waiting for that almost the entirety of the song. I have that in Lane Boy, especially the Mute Math remix. Oh my god. But yeah, that happened in Bandito, and I might put a clip of that in there just because I love it so much, and the lights that came down over the second stage were very pretty. I think that's also when Tyler decided to do his weird dance, and I love him. And then we have one of my favorite songs on the new album, Pet Cheetah. And he sings that song, like most of that song on the little bridge that comes down, like Josh walks over and goes back to his other drum set, and then Tyler walks up with singing it, and then he just sits down. And I think I got a pretty good shot of that to that's one of the parts that has some of my favorite lyrics in it. I'm not gonna say all of them. I'm just gonna say the one that I feel like meant the most in the context of the concert. This click means so much to this dude, it could make him afraid of his music and be scared to death he could lose it. And it was one of those things where I've definitely paid attention to those lyrics before, and I've been like, wow, that's vulnerable of him to admit that, and I like that. And Pet Cheetah in general is a song that's kind of meta in a sense, because he talks about how he's stuck with these beats, and he's just like been working on this song for hours and then nothing is happening, and he's like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna take this beat that I should delete and I'm gonna make something out of it. And it turned out to be a great song. Like, it's one of my favorites. I'm so glad that I was able to brush up on the lyrics before the concert, because that meant that the first time around I think I tripped up, but the second time around I was able to do the whole rap with him and Pet Cheetah, and it made me very happy. I was like, look at me! Then they kind of completely throw themselves into the audience participation, because for Holding On to You, Tyler gets off the stage and people, like, climbs into the pit. I thought he was gonna crowd surf.
Taking over my body back, we showed up a shot. I got that a lot of me with my teeth and cuts and ice and done. I thought it had lost, but it seems a lot of questions all I got. Not anymore, fresh, nothing. I'm gonna speak out, you can't trust me. I'm over the phone, you show me, boy, you know what I want to see. And now that I really think about it, and this story on the road, you should take my life, you should take my soul. Is there anybody out there?
There were several moments like that where they interacted with the pit physically. Like, after that, for what song? Morph. Morph was also one of those songs where we got audience interaction in, like, the chorus that he let us sing. And then they bring out this platform. I've put this video on Instagram just because I fucking loved it so much. Not the whole thing, just part of it. They bring out this platform with Josh's drum set, and they give it to the pit, like people are holding it up. And this really highlighted the part of Morph that I had to listen to, because it's close to the end, and I didn't even know they said his name in the song. Like, when I was driving back, Morph came on, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta listen to it. I gotta make sure that it's... And for some reason, I just love that part. Like, I've listened to it so many times. He's got the greatest energy on stage. Oh my god. And I don't know, that's just him kind of breaking down that last part of Morph is like one of my favorite parts to rewatch, because I got that really up close the second time in it, because I was closer to the front of the stage, and oh my god, it just made me so happy. And then I think, and then he throws some of his drumsticks into the pit. I think he threw like 4 or 5 of them overall in the concert. I can keep talking. I'm going to keep talking about bits that I'm remembering that are resurfacing right now. The third time they were in the pit, they kind of had smaller platforms, and they both got on them at the same time.
21 Pilots, and so are you. We'll see you next time. Peace.
But yeah, and then they're still like jamming, and like at that point, Josh has his shirt off, so both times his back got covered in this confetti, because no doubt he's sweating. Speaking of shirtless Josh, I know that's a weird segue, but this is another clip that I put on my Instagram because I thought it was hilarious. So, God, for whichever song came before Lane Boy, I think, Tyler was wearing like these cool sunglasses and like this little floral kind of cover-up thing that I thought was super cool. It seemed very beachy. And then for Lane Boy, he pulls it up over his face and sings the entirety of Lane Boy with this floral thing over his face. And then you see that, and then you look over, or the camera looks over, and Josh is playing shirtless, and for some reason that cracked me the fuck up, that like Tyler's got his thing over his face and Josh is just shirtless jamming over there. They're just doing their own thing and it works together so well. Oh man, and then there was Car Radio. I didn't really have a doubt they were going to do that, but it still made me so happy. I think that's possibly one of my favorite of their songs because the lyrics are great and because the instrumental is fucking fire. I don't have words. It's like a comfort song to me. There are some other songs that mean a little bit more to me lyrically, like Migraine or Leave the City, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. But Car Radio is, I don't know if it was the first song, but it seems, it's like comfort food to me. And at some point, he disappears off the stage, shows up on a platform, so not quite the whole where he was all the way up in the rafters, basically. He still has that, I think they put the ski masks back on for that, because, wait, was it blurry phase? I don't know. I understand that they have a theme of kind of, you know, covering their faces, of hiding, of that kind of subversion of, it's a long, complicated thing that I could really get into, that I think is fascinating, because they did that for, My Blood, where they had like the hoodie, the zip-up hoodie with the skeleton on it, except Tyler had to have his open right ears so he could sing. I'll get back to that in a second, because that was one of the other ones where they had audience participation. Or no, I could just put that clip in here because it's a great clip and it made me very happy.
This is what we're gonna do. If I'm the dividing line, there's two sides of this house. From the center, all the way over here, we got the right side. Right side, are you with me now? Yes? And from the center all the way up and down, we got the left side. Left side. This is what we're gonna do. Left side, you're gonna go first. You're gonna sing that part that we just sang. You're gonna sing that phrase all the way through. Then you're gonna stop, because then I want to hear it from the right side. And the right side, you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna repeat it. You're gonna sing it all the way through. When you get to the end, you're gonna sing it again because they're gonna join you. One time, we're all gonna sing it all the way through. And then our friend is gonna bring the drums home. When my friend brings the drums home, that is your cue. That is when you know what you need to do. And what you need to do is you need to dance. This is something I understand. I understand that if I were you and I was at a show, I would, sir, probably be standing there like this too. V-neck, I see you. But I get it. Some dude in a skeleton shirt goes, I need to see you dance. And you're just like, you don't know me. I my money when I walk through the door, sir. I get it. Couple things. One, no one's looking. Okay? Two, honestly, this is your show. You get to use it however you want to use it. So if you want to move, you can move. But lastly, in case you're still not sure what I mean by dance and move and all those vague terms the kids say, we're gonna find a few examples to inspire you. Would you give me a few examples up on the screen of what I mean by dance? Sir. Yeah, that works. That works. Give me someone else now, yo. Come on, sir. You know how to do this. Okay. Okay. That's not how it works. But that is exactly what I want to see. Stuff like that. Now you have no excuse. So I need you to move. I need you to shake it. No one's watching you. All right. You guys sound pretty good. I don't want to get you too excited here, but this is turning out to be one of my favorite shows of the whole tour. Okay, don't blow it.
But going back to car radio, when he's up there and he sings the last part of the song, I think, or the somewhere close to the last, and then he takes off his mask. He turns to this part of the audience and he kind of like this and he gives them a bow, very respectful. And he does that to our side too. And then he takes his in-ear out so he can hear us cheering. And there was just the sweetest smile on his face. Like I saw this on the screens and I just... you could tell how happy he was, and happy is not the right word. It's like fulfilled, validated, that knowing and feeling are very different, and knowing that he's made a difference to people and feeling it and hearing it is it's different. And you could tell that it hit him, and he was taking this moment to just be like, wow, I matter. This matters. What I've done, it's good enough. I went through some of his Instagram posts that after that first night, and it was one of the things he was like, I was worried that the newest album wasn't going to be good enough. And I'm like, whatever you do is going to be good enough because you do it with your whole heart. And I was just very happy that for all the things that he's done for us and helped us through, that we could do that for him. We could physically be there and show him that we're supporting him and that he took it out so he could hear us. Oh my god, I'm tearing up again. And I still have to Leave the City. Because that's when I straight up cried during the concert, because that song, I think that's the song that I relate to the most on that album. I do love My Blood, and that is a very big ride or die mood, and that's how I feel about my best friend. And I've told her about it, even though I know she doesn't really like the music, so I've definitely been like, hey, can you look at the lyrics, because they say exactly what I want to say to you. But Leave the City was, you could tell it was a kind of winding down point. I was almost afraid it was going to be the last one. I think it was the second to last one. I don't really remember. Either way, it was pretty quiet. I think I got it on film the second time, but you can't really see very much. That was beside the point for me, because it's the music that means a lot to me. And the lyrics. I love that there's this metaphor of the fire, the embers, of kind of, I guess, keeping yourself alive, keeping your spirit alive. And it's a hard fucking journey, but as long as the embers are still burning, you're still fighting, you're still there, and you're gonna make it. And then at the end, oh man, the last part, the first time I listened to Leave the City, and I actually listened to the words, I think it also made me cry a little, because it was another of those moments where I felt like he was being vulnerable in a way that was very beautiful. And he changed the words when he sang them for both the concerts.
Last year, I needed change of pace. Couldn't take the pace of change. Moving hastily. But this year, though I'm far from home, in trench I'm not alone. Your face is facing me. They know. They know. What I mean.
That was the point where I just started crying. I was like, God, this just cements the whole feeling of the whole concert, that it really is, it's for us. It's not, well, it is kind of for them, but it's for us. And he said that during the little breakdown in My Blood, as I think you've heard, that this is our concert and we should do whatever the fuck we want with it. And it just, in that moment during the first concert, I was kind of crying because I was just like, this is beautiful. He's really acknowledging us, and you can tell he's not just doing it to say it. You could tell he's doing it because he means it. And then my immediate thought after that was, does he know how many lives he's saved? He's definitely helped me keep going. And the second time I had that similar reaction to the part of the lyrics is, in time I will leave the city, for now I will stay alive. Because it was very much a keep fighting. You can do it. Oh man. And I'm sure there are people out there who have kept fighting, who have thought about giving up, who have kept fighting because of his music, because of him, because of the way he's, bared his soul and told us about his insecurities and the way we see ourselves in him and see where he's come, how far he's come. And then that's when I think they put up a kind of karaoke screen with the lyrics for Truce. And I don't think I've listened to that song too much. There are a few songs on Vessel, I think, that I guess they just weren't as bright, so I didn't pay attention to them as much, but them giving us the time to sing along with this song while they were, setting up or wrapping up or whatever it is they needed to be doing, it was one of those things that just kind of made me think about the lyrics even more. Once again, it was just like, it's the same message. Like, the night is coming to an end, the sun will rise and we'll try again. Stay alive for me. I'm really fucking emotional about this, okay? I think I've gone through most of what I wanted to say. Oh my god, I forgot the ukulele comment. I am so upset I didn't get this on camera.
I'm gonna try my hardest to make this cute little thing look cool. And I'm talking about Josh.
I love that he brought it out, because I feel like that was one of the things that one of the very first things I related to 21 Pilots was intense ukulele music. Anyway, he brought it out and he made that cute comment, and I'm very sad I didn't get it on video. For some reason, that small comment and the fact that he made another comment kind of like that in the second one that I'll try to find and put here, because I think it was also about Josh. because like Josh like broke it down and kept going a little bit longer than I think he was meant to, and Tyler was just like, "You're weird, you know that? I like it." It was something. It was very cute. It felt like a back and forth without it being a back and forth, because Josh didn't even say anything back, but he didn't need to. That someone got that moment on video. So, I might look it up, I might link you if I find it, because it was very cute. Cute and cool. Yeah, Leave the City was second to last, and then they did a part of Trees, which apparently is a kind of a tradition for ending a concert. I'll see if I can put in some of the ending mentions. There was some parts that he was just talking to us, and I was just...
Believe it or not, Josh and I did not set all this up tonight. We had a lot of help. In fact, we barely touched any of it. Would you please give it up for our amazing crew who spends all day and night setting all this up? That was a very awkward shot of our crew guys right there. That lower guy, his name is Brandon Lake. He's from right here in Raleigh, so give it up for him right now. I don't know the other guy. Kid Murph. Is Murph from Raleigh? Is that? No? Why was he in that shot then? You're not? Okay, sorry. Murph is from Raleigh, and Bradley's from Greensboro, so it's I just gotta get it right. I don't want to mess things up here. You know who's not from either of those places? Would you please give it up for my very good friend, Josh Dunn on the drums?
I'm so thankful that I could do this, twice, that I had this experience, especially for my birthday. It was really the perfect birthday. My birthdays the last couple of years have been a little bit lackluster, but this was perfect. I've been having a pretty tough time the past couple of months, just for various reasons. But these past few days, they've been really great. And I'm hoping I can carry that forward. And I know I'm definitely going to go back and go through a lot of the Vessel lyrics, because I went through all of the Trench lyrics with Erica a week before the concert, because she told me she hadn't really listened to the album, and I was like, okay, we're having a day. You're gonna watch the music videos, we're gonna watch all the lyric videos, and we're gonna talk about the lyrics, and I'm gonna yell at you a lot. And it was really amazing. And I think now I'm gonna go back and take the time to learn some more of their other lyrics, because there have been a few songs like Migraine where I've definitely gone through and learned all the lyrics because they meant so much to me. But there's a lot of hidden gems. Like, this My Heart Is With You Hiding, but My Mind's Not Made. There's a few moments that we've gone through and I've been like, wow, it's kind of, kind of hidden in all the other amazing lyrics. But there are a few ones that I've been writing down, and I might put this in the description and just write down my favorite 21 Pilots lyrics, because that's definitely one of them, because I was just like, wow, that's small, but it means a lot to me specifically. And I was listening to Taxi Cab the night before last. Yeah, because last night I wanted to film this, and I was like, it's late. My brain's not really working. I just want to go to sleep. I was listening to Taxi Cab, and my favorite part came up again. It was, we're driving towards the morning sun, where all your blood is washed away and all you did will be undone. I paid a bit more attention to those lyrics, too, before that part, because I've noticed that particular lyric several times, but I haven't really listened to the lyrics before that because usually I get caught up in something else. And it was so weird. I love it. The weird little kind of, it seems like a kind of surreal narrative about the afterlife, and I really, really like that. And it's just kind of like, this is its kind of own little self-contained story, like a self-contained universe. And I guess that was one of the things that I realized when I was listening to some of the music that wasn't in the concert. Because honestly, I was driving back from Charlotte and I was just listening to 21 Pilots. Mostly the music that wasn't in the concert, but it kind of confirmed to myself that I was like, there's still stuff left for me to learn. There's still stuff left for me to explore. I know that I'm obviously going to be waiting, or not actively waiting, but hoping for whatever comes next. But in the meanwhile, I can kind of laser focus into what I haven't paid as much attention to and see what I can get out of that, because I feel like it's going to be a very rewarding experience. All right, I'm done. I think I might end up posting some of the longer concert videos, because I've got some of this. I think I've got a few of the songs in their entirety, like I think Pet Cheetah, that I just want to post. So stay tuned, I guess. I hope that I actually get to edit this, because this is gonna be a bitch to edit, and it's probably going to be over an hour long. Oh well. I mostly did this for myself, because I wanted to remember. But if you've watched all this way, I really am impressed. I really am impressed. Thank you. And please tell me what you think. If you've ever seen a 21 Pilots concert, if you saw this one, if you just want to yell at me about things, if you want to tell me your favorite song lyrics, just go for it. I'm always up for talking about them. Alright. I still don't know what this is. I should know what this is, but I don't know. People kept doing this during the concert, and I'm like, am I a bad fan because I don't know what that is? I mean, I'm sure that's something, probably from a previous, or definitely from a previous album, but I'm like, I don't know what that is.